If you're in midlife and fasting feels harder than it used to, and you're starting to wonder whether it's not about willpower or discipline at all, but something deeper, then this video is for you. Because today I want to talk about why listening to your body feels so hard in midlife. What your nervous system has to do with it, and how finding your rhythm and not forcing a protocol is what allows fasting and nourishment to actually work together again. So let's start here. I know I should listen to my body, but I don't actually know how. I hear this from so many women in midlife. And if that's you, I want you to hear this clearly. There is nothing wrong with you. For most of our lives, listening to our bodies was never taught. It was overridden, pushed through, was disciplined out of us. And when we get to midlife, it's often the moment when that strategy quietly stops working. So here's something important to sit with today. What if your body isn't failing you? What if it's finally asking to be heard? For many women, the body learned very early on that it wasn't safe to speak. We learnt this as teenagers, as young women, as mothers, as carers and professionals. We learned to function, to cope, to perform. And for a long time, that worked. Until it didn't. Midlife is often that time when the body changes the conversation. The signals often get louder. Fatigue doesn't resolve. Hunger feels confusing and energy feels unpredictable. And this is often the moment women say, I used to be able to fast, and now it doesn't feel the same. That's not because fasting suddenly stopped working. It's just earlier in life, the body had more resilience. Our hormones worked differently, and we had a greater ability to tolerate being pushed out of our rhythm. But midlife changes that. The margin for this overrides and narrows, and the body starts asking not for intensity, but for rhythm. And here's what's often missed. Listening to your body feels hard because your nervous system hasn't learned that it's safe to listen yet. That's not a mindset issue. It's not a motivation problem. It's not a lack of discipline. It's physiology. Your nervous system's job isn't to make you productive. It's to keep you safe. So if listening inward once meant overwhelm, emotion, chaos or threat, the body learned to stay busy instead. I know this personally. When my own health forced me to slow down, really slow down, I remember sitting there thinking, I'm doing all the right things. So why does my body feel so exhausted? It wasn't because I wasn't trying hard enough. I was. It was because my body didn't feel safe. It didn't feel safe enough to respond yet. And I recognise that as a turning point, because that's where my relationship with fasting began to change. It stopped being about timing, rules, or doing it properly, and started becoming about creating enough safety for my body to respond at all. Here's something crucial to understand. If your nervous system doesn't feel safe, fasting will never feel supportive, no matter how perfect the protocol looks on paper. That's why some women can fast with ease in one season of their life and find it uncomfortable or dysregulating in another season or phase. The body isn't being inconsistent, it's being intelligent. Safety in the body isn't comfort or doing nothing. It looks like predictability, pacing, permission to stop forcing. It looks like nourishment first, rest first, regulation first. And when the body feels safe, when it knows it will be fed, when it trusts that it will be listened to, that's when rhythm starts to return. And from that place, fasting doesn't feel like deprivation. It becomes something you move with. Adjusting timing, windows and nourishment in a way that works for you, your body, not against you and your body. This is especially important in midlife when your hormones shift, stress responses change, and the body is no longer interested in being overridden. Listening doesn't mean doing whatever the body wants. It means learning to recognise what state and condition the body is in before you decide what it needs. And that's the difference. And this is why so many women say, I don't know how to listen. Because listening isn't a single act. It's a relationship. A relationship that was never modelled, rarely protected, and often interrupted. So if you're in midlife and feeling disconnected from your body, confused by hunger, energy, or fasting, this isn't something to fix. It's something to rebuild gently over time. And just to be clear, I'm not a medical doctor. This isn't medical advice. The information I share here is for education purposes, reflection, and from my own lived experience. I always ask you to remain curious about your own body and seek individual support where needed. So if what I've shared in this video has resonated with you today, and you recognised yourself in that sense of confusion or disconnection, know this. Your body isn't asking for more effort. It's asking for safety, trust, and rhythm. And when those come first, clarity follows. If this landed for you today, let YouTube choose the next video.